I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat in the witness stand. Adjust the microphone. And for the record, spell your first and last name, please.
Yes, my name is Chris Gable, and it's spelled C-H-R-I-S-G-A-B-L-E.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you currently employed?
No, I'm a retired detective for LAPD.
Okay, and then what is your background with the LAPD?
In the LAPD, I spent a few years in patrol. Then I went to detectives. I worked robbery for a while, and I spent 15 years in homicide, 5 at Hollywood Homicide, and 10 at Robbery-Homicide.
So overall, how long were you a police officer?
26 years.
Okay. Now, back in the time frame of 2017, specifically March 7, 2017, were you assigned to the case that you're in court on right now?
Yes, I was.
Can you tell us how that came about?
Sure. Valley Bureau Homicide reached out to us to see if we would take over the case because they determined they didn't have the resources or the time to work on the case anymore because they thought it became a little bit more complicated than the time they had to put into it.
And currently, what was your assignment at that time?
I was assigned to Homicide Special at Robbery Homicide Division.
And we've heard a little bit about it, but can you just explain then, you said there wasn't enough time, but why would a case from the Valley then be transferred to the Homicide Division, Robbery Homicide downtown?
Sure. So the way I like to explain it to make sense is so LA City is huge, you know, it goes from the harbor to the valley. So what LAPD did to manage it is they break it up to 20 different areas or divisions. And in each division, they have detectives assigned to handle every single crime that happens in that division. And they're super busy. And so when they get a crime, especially a violent crime like a rape, a homicide, or robbery, that becomes too, it exceeds their time to work on it or the resources to work on it, then they reach out to us to see if we'll take the case. Robbery Homicide Division in 2017 had about 100 detectives assigned. And all the detectives have specialized in either robbery, homicide, sex assault crimes, or surveillance. So we have the resources and the time to work on bigger and more complicated cases.
At the time then, who was your partner?
Detective 3, Barry Tellis.
When you're assigned then to take over the case, is this a partner kind of relationship where two of you take over together as partners?
Yes, we work side by side through the whole case.
Now, when did you first became involved on March 7th, 2017, is that correct?
Correct.
And was the current then detectives Parshall and Verna, does that ring a bell?
Correct, it was Parshall and Verna.
So how do you get up to speed on the case from your inception of when you come on?
Sure, so they came up and we met with them at the in our office. And they explained the case. We learned about Robert Baker and his DNA being found at the crime scene. We learned that he was a 296 registrant. He had about 10 years of military service. We learned that there was another suspect that went in the house with him that was still unidentified. We learned that there was a secret affair, love affair, or affair, I should say, between Monica Sementilli and Robert Baker, and that he was her racquetball coach. And they told us that they had set up and started surveillance on them. And at that point, they decided to withhold the information to Monica about the DNA, which we thought was a good avenue to take.
Why did you think that?
Well,
What was your next steps then when you came in based on the information that Parshall and Verna gave you as far as your strategy?
sure. So once we took the case, we said, yes, we'll take the case. We gave them some directives what we wanted. We told them we wanted to continue with the surveillance of Monica and Robert, and we wanted them to not tell them that the case was reassigned to us. We wanted them to maintain the impression that they were still working it as a burglary gone bad, and we did not want them to reveal the DNA results. We wanted them to continue to trickle it out, and that was at our direction when we wanted more to come out.
Why did you decide that?
Well, the plan was to, while they were doing that, at our end, we were gathering more information, social media, call detail records, all that kind of stuff. So we're writing search warrants and getting all that stuff, and we're trying to learn so we could learn the background better. And we did that so ultimately we would, ultimately at the end, we would tell them that the DNA all came back and it was all negative, just before we arrested them.
And again, why would you tell them that? Why was that the plan?
Well, the plan was that, for that exact operation, was when we knew Monica was scheduled to go out of town to New York and I think Canada. And so the plan was to inform her then that the DNA finding all came back and none of it was relevant. It didn't lead to anything. And that the insurance would be released. We did that in hopes that we would get more of a digital trail of their communications to see how they responded to that.
At that time, when you first came on the case, then were you aware about the defendant's requests to be cleared for the insurance money?
Yes, yes.
Did you ever personally have a conversation with her about insurance money or clearing her at any point?
I didn't have a conversation with her, but I was present when Detective Parshall had a conversation with her.
Okay. And that appeared from what you saw to be a concern of hers to be cleared in order to receive the insurance money?
It was a concern.
It's overruled.
Go ahead.
It was a concern.
Okay. Now, you said you wrote a lot of search warrants. What type of search warrants were you involved in? You don't have to go through all of them, but what did you do as far as your work?
Well, I think I wrote about 34, 35. So basically, social media, the gamut of social media warrants, a lot of warrants, once we got their devices, to get into those devices and forensically analyze them. Encrypted app warrants for WhatsApp and Viber, warrants to go into the house and various houses the day of the arrest. Every warrant we did, yeah.
As of March 7th, when you came on, had some warrants already been done?
Yes, Robbery-Homicide had already completed maybe about 7, which included call detail records and various things like that, which they gave to us. So we had a lot of information right at the start.
So were you able to review what had already been done as far as warrants and get up to speed on the case?
Yes, and that's what we spent the first few weeks doing, just going over their results and reviewing video that they had pulled, surveillance video, stuff like that.
So were you able then to review the videos, and I'll go through them, from the Target parking lot? Did you review those videos?
Yes.
Did you review the videos from the Rouse parking lot?
Yes.
And did you review videos from LA Fitness?
Yes.
Did you review the surveillance videos that show cars coming and leaving on January 23rd, 2017 from the Sementilli Street right there at Oakdale and Queen Victoria?
Yes.
Okay. Did you review interviews of people that had already been interviewed?
I'm sorry, say that
Did
again.
you review interviews of some individuals that had already been interviewed?
Yes.
Okay. And then you did your own interviews?
Not on all of them, but and some of the other detectives in our unit, since we have a lot of detectives to work with, did interviews as well.
Now, you knew at that point then that GND, the group in the Valley, had already been surveilling the defendant and Baker for quite some time, correct?
Yes.
And so you knew that they had spotted them out around town in February and into early March before you came on.
Correct.
Did you stated that you continued that surveillance. What
Yes.
unit did you use?
We used a unit that's organic to RHD called the Special Investigative Unit, or section, which is SIS.
And what do they do?
They do clandestine surveillance for all the detectives at RHD. If we have a suspect or a possible suspect, we'll ask them to follow them, and they'll ask what our concerns are so that we can get what we're looking for. It could be as simple as trying to find out where they actually live. It could be finding other cars. It could be hopefully finding a suspect that we don't know who it is yet. And oftentimes they'll go out and get surreptitious DNA samples for us to match to existing evidence, things like that.
So right away, then, did you engage this additional unit, SIS, to continue the surveillance?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and then we'll hear from them later, but did you get feedback from SIS that they had spotted them out and about around town subsequent to you coming on the case?
Yes, they would periodically update us and on things that they had noticed. And also, it was not just all physical, it's mostly done by digital, through phone pings and through trackers on their cars.
And did you have trackers placed on their cars, or were they already there?
They replaced them. G&D had already put them on, and then we replaced them with ours.
Now, speaking of the trackers, did you have a tracker on the Ford F-150 owned by the Sementillis?
Yes.
Now, that Ford 150, at some point, did you determine that it had traveled to Las Vegas on March 23rd, 2017?
Yes.
What did you do to follow up on that trip?
That one, I believe, was at the Videra, and I believe on that one we reached out to a detective in Las Vegas, Mog, and he retrieved all the video surveillance from that hotel for us. And we also looked at her iCloud and Robert Baker's. I don't recall where we got the photos, but we also got photos from either Monica's iCloud or Baker's Dropbox that coincided with that trip.
You're going to CD of a video be marked as 165.
Very good.
So the the video that you got from the Vidara, you spoke to someone in Las Vegas?
Yes, we spoke to Las Vegas Metro Detective Cliff, I think his first name, Mog, M-O-G-G.
I'm going to play this video for you. All right. And then what are we seeing in the video?
Sorry, is there a date on it?
There is.
My screen's wrong.
There it is. The video is dated 3/23/2017. Is this the Vidara Hotel?
Yes.
Okay, 1424. Is that the defendant walking up to the desk?
Yes, that's mine.
Oh, I have it. And then you see another individual. Were you able to see that? Join when you back up a few minutes.
I think I missed that. Oh.
Yeah. There's an individual wearing what looks like possibly jeans, long leather jacket.
Yeah, that's Rob.
When you say
Sorry,
Rob,
can you hear me?
who's that?
Rob, yeah. Baker.
So is this then the check-in desk at the Vidara Hotel on 3/23/2017?
Yes.
Okay. walking across from the lobby there at 143409?
Yes.
What area is this right here at 1434?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Elevator bank?
Yes.
And at 143441, was that the defendant and Baker getting on the elevator?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Do you know what Baker is doing there, if you know at 143536?
I only assume. I don't know
Okay.
for sure.
All right. And that's obviously a compilation of videos that was put together showing different angles of the time frame when they checked in.
Yes.
Okay. Did you also receive from Cliff Mogg, the detective in Las Vegas, a invoice from the stay at the hotel,
Yes, we do.
as well as the user activity log for check-in?
That sounds familiar. Yes.
I mean, Mark, it's 5 pages collectively. It's People's 166. It is an invoice in the name of Miss Monica Sementilli for the Vidara Hotel.
All right.
Okay, and then this on the screen here. One second. Is this the invoice then that you received? It's got the date of 3/26/17.
Yes, I don't see the name of the hotel. But,
Okay. Well, is that the, here it says Aria, which is part of the Vidara.
oh,
correct?
yes.
They're connected.
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm showing a total then in the name of Monica Sementilli with her address, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And then a total for this particular stay of $763.72.
Correct.
And that's on page 3. Page 4 and 5 then is just an activity log depicting her actual check-in to the hotel at 10:41 a.m., correct?
Yes.
Okay. I do have a stipulation also, if that could be marked as People's 167,
Very good.
if I may read it.
Please.
It's stipulation regarding Vidara Hotel and spa video and documents. Monica Sementilli and Robert Baker stayed at the Vidara Hotel and Spa in Las Vegas, Nevada from March 23 to March 26, 2017. Detective Clifford Mogg, M-O-G-G, from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department obtained surveillance video, reservation records, and payment invoices from the Vidara Hotel and Spa related to Sementilli's and Baker's stay. Mogg mailed those items to LAPD Detective Tellis. The surveillance video that Mogg collected is contained in People's Exhibit 165. The documents that Mogg collected are contained in People's Exhibit 166. The parties agree each of the preceding records contains a true and correct record of an act, condition, or event of the business, and that the business's respective custodian of records or other qualified individuals would testify as to its identity and mode of its preparation. Further, that the records contained in each exhibit were made in the regular course of business at or near the time of the act, condition, or event, and that the sources of information and method and time of preparation were such as to indicate the records are trustworthy pursuant to evidence code section 1271. So stipulated?
Received.
All right, thank you. Further into this investigation, we're at the Las Vegas timeframe of March 23, 2017. This is shortly after you come on. Did you subsequently recover other evidence or view other evidence that indicated the defendant's trip to Las Vegas?
That particular trip or another one?
That particular trip.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Was there anything, did you ever see any photos that correlated, and we won't go through them, but photos that correlated with that trip?
So honestly, I can't recall if because they went to the Videra twice, so I know we got photographs on Videra. I just don't know if we got photographs on both Videra trips, off the top of my head.
So the other Videra trip, you're talking about May 5th, arrival May 3rd, 2017?
Yes.
This is one additional document. If I could mark it as People's 168.
What is the document, please?
And it is dated March 3rd, 2017, a record from the Vidara in the name of Monica Sementilli.
So marked.
Okay, so did you also receive this one for the dates of May 3rd, 2017 through May 5th, 2017?
Yes, we did.
And again, like the other document we saw, it's in the name of Monica Sementilli. However, this one has a total of $597.71. Is that correct?
Correct.
And it shows again room charges.
Yes. Yes,
And this was obtained also from Clifford Mock.
I believe so.
Okay. Now, at this point, you said you had viewed some videos of the Target in question, the Ralph's in question, and some LA Fitness. Specifically about Target, did you go back to Target at some point to try to retrieve other videos?
Yes,
And
yes,
can
we
you
did.
explain what you did and why?
Yes. After I looked at the video, I saw in a time where Monica's truck pulled in and someone got into her truck, and it was over near the Payless Shoe Store. So I wanted to go out there and pull video from those stores on that part of the parking lot to see if we could get a closer view to see who got into the car.
All right. Now I'm going to play that video for you. It's already been marked as People's 42. First of all, this view right here, are you familiar with this video? I'm going to stop it right there.
Yes. Yes, I am.
And what is this view from, have you been to this Target?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what's the angle that we're looking at?
So we're looking, let me orient myself, we're looking west-southwest, out on through Ventura Boulevard.
Okay, there's a red circle, and in a moment we'll see that a truck come into play that will be the defendant's, but what is that street right there?
That's Ventura Boulevard.
Okay, and when that truck turns into the parking lot, are they turning into the parking lot of Target?
Yes.
Okay, so there's some icons already up there. Obviously, you didn't put those there, right?
No.
On the far right-hand side, there's a circle. Do you know what that indicates?
No.
Okay, and then there's a icon with Robert Baker's photo. What business is located right there?
Payless Shoes.
Now, is that the business that you had interest in obtaining video from in April, if it still existed?
Yes, that one and the adjacent ones next to it.
Okay, to your knowledge, had anyone ever tried to obtain video from those two locations within the Target parking lot?
No.
Okay, so now it's a month, actually, it's April, so it's a few months later.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna play the video. All right, have you seen this video since you've retired?
No.
Okay, so did that refresh your memory on
Yes.
the video then? Okay, I'm gonna go back through it now. Having viewed that, does that look like a video you'd seen before, as far as the path of travel when the defendant enters the parking lot?
Yes.
And when you viewed that video, when you took over the case, was there something that caught your attention? Again, you started to talk about it, why you went back to Payless, or that area, the neighboring businesses, to retrieve some video.
Objection or relevant?
Overruled.
Yes. The fact that she had stopped and someone got in her vehicle and then drove off to the far end of that.
Objection, if someone got in the vehicle, there's no foundation for
It's overruled. He's already testified of that.
And then drove off to the far end of the parking lot for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then came down to park again in the store. I wanted to find out if we could get video, a closer video, to see who got in the car.
Okay, I'm going to play the video again, and you indicated that you believe, or in your testimony, that someone got in the vehicle, which sparked you to go back and try to retrieve more video. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, if you could just indicate what you see and where to point out of why you went and did the subsequent actions. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to rewind it now that you've viewed it again. Yeah, there's a pointer right in front of you. If you can extend that and just kind of walk us through as you see it happening up on the screen behind you.
I'm going to object. There's no foundation. He did not create the video. Jury's just as easy to look at it as we are. I'm sorry, I know that you create the circles or the pictures.
Since you made a speaking objection, I'll answer you from here. And People vs. Gonzalez, Gonzalez at 12 Cal 5th, 367. Witness may properly describe a surveillance video, including to give general context as to the subject matter of what was depicted. Your objections overruled.
Okay. Is your pointer extended far enough?
No.
I don't think so. Just to be clear,
Yes.
I might have confused it. This video that I'm showing you is the date of the murder, January 23rd, 2017, correct?
Correct.
So I jumped ahead. I'm talking about why later in April, after you'd viewed this, you went back to try to retrieve more video based on this video from January 23rd, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And if you could walk us through then what you noted in this that made you do your subsequent actions.
Same objection, no foundation.
Overruled.
So it's very hard to see because it's grainy, but you can see someone come across from the Payless. She'll stop the truck in a second. And you'll see an image right here. You just see it for a second because it's so grainy. And then it appears like the door opens, the door closes, and then she drives away. It's one of those videos when you enlarge it, it's really not any better when it's smaller because it's so grainy.
Okay.
You can actually see it sometimes even better at normal view. But yeah, it's faint. It's not super easy to see, but you can tell someone got in the car, and that's all you can tell. And that's why we wanted to get the video to see, what was going on there.
So then, back on this screen right here, just going back, because this is probably the best overview that I have. So, right there, you see a figure in the green circle. Is that the figure you're talking about walking?
Correct, and that started somewhere in here from the front of the Payless walking toward the parking lot street.
And that's at 32953 on the camera. So that building right there is the Payless.
That is the Payless right
Okay.
there.
When you went back to that location then, and now we're talking about, let's jump ahead, you reviewed this video, and now in April, after you've taken over the case, you wanted to see if there was more video that existed from that back parking lot area.
Correct.
Okay, so what did you do then?
So we went to the Payless. We found out they had no exterior cameras. We went to the adjacent businesses that are along, just right here. There's two of them. And I think it was an eyeglass place, but they had really good cameras, but we missed it by 2 days. It was deleted. It auto-deletes after different businesses set them at different times, some 30 days, some 60 days, some 90 days. It just depends on how their settings are. So it auto-deleted 2 days before we got there.
Did you try to retrieve any more videos from Target?
We did. We went in to see if they had interior video still, and that had already auto-deleted. I think there's auto-deletes in 30 days.
Now, did you also review Viber texts in this case?
Viber?
Yes.
Yes.
Did Viber texting factor into why you thought that was possibly Baker getting into her car?
Yes.
How so?
Well, about 10 seconds before, which would have put Monica's truck at the left-hand turn from Ventura Boulevard, she sent a text to Baker. And then about 10 seconds later, Baker gets in the car.
And then during the
I'm sorry, a person gets in the car.
Okay. And then during the duration of the video, when we're watching,
No foundation.
He corrected himself, counsel. He said a person got out of the car.
so now during the duration of when the person gets in the car, so there's, you said 10 seconds before a text from Monica to the defendant. And by the way, had there been Viber texts going back and forth, what would have been the time frame of her driving to this Target?
Yes, there was, from the time she left the house to Target, there was a text exchange midway through the drive, and then the last text just before she turned into the parking lot.
Once she turned into the parking lot and the person got in the car and you see her truck kind of move to the back of the parking lot, and then subsequently on other videos, did you see that truck then repark closer to Target?
Yes, Monica's truck stayed back there for about 4 minutes, and then she reparked down closer before she went into the store.
During that 4 minutes that she reparked after the person got into her car, was there any Viber text between the defendant and Baker?
No, the next Viber text, I believe, was when she reparked the vehicle before she went back into Target.
And that's when
Or
the Viber
before she
text,
went into Target, yeah.
that's when the Viber text resumed between them?
Yes.
And then those Viber texts continued when she went into Target?
Yes, I believe so. They
Okay.
did.
On May 18th, 2017, then, did you go with Detectives Parshall and your partner, I believe, Detective Tellis, to the Sementilli residence.
Yes.
And why did you go there?
We went there under a ruse that we were the knock-knock burglar task force. There were burglaries in the area during that time, and there was a crew that was named Knock-Knock Burglar Task Force, or Knock-Knock Burglars. And they would typically knock on the front door if no one's home. They would go around back and then go in through a back door. And that was the premise of what actually OVB Homicide originally thought that was what it could have been. So we, as far as Monica was concerned, that theory never changed. So we went in there.
Sustained.
So that was the premise that we presented to Monica throughout the investigation, and so we went there to ask her some questions regarding her actions in the parking lot that day, and her other parking lots.
All right. And did you have any other objectives in place?
Two of the main objectives was I wanted to give her an opportunity to let us tell us who got in the car and what was that all about, and I wanted to find out if she had used her phone to view her surveillance, or just give her the opportunity to tell us what she did with the phone that day.
So you planned to ask her about that in the interview?
Yes, that was one of the objectives.
When you got to her house, as far as the family members at her house, do you recall who was there?
I believe it was, I think it was Jessica and someone else.
Okay. Were you able to speak to her then alone?
Yes, we spoke alone.
And when I say alone, were you with other detectives?
It was myself, Parshell, Verna, and Tellis.
Now there's four of you, and this is, months after you've come on. You came on in March.
Mm-hmm.
This is now May. Up until this point, had you ever introduced yourself to the defendant or let her know that you were on the case?
No.
So this was the first time?
This was the first time, and it was under a ruse. It wasn't under the ruse of being Knock-Knock Burglar Task Force.
So you did not tell her that you were from Robbery-Homicide?
No.
Okay. Did you do a walkthrough of the house with her?
Yes.
But what was the point of that?
We wanted to, it was the first time I was in the house, so we wanted to get a walkthrough and what Detective Parshell thought happened, and so he could explain the crime scene to us, and just to get eyes on and see for ourselves.
And you walked through all the different rooms where evidence had been collected?
Yes.
Things of that nature?
Yes.
At any point, did you tell her, or did the other detectives tell her about anything to do with DNA results?
It might have come up a little. Yeah, it did come up. Parshell was talking to Monica about life insurance, and also basically it came up in the phrase that it's taking time to get the results done.
So you did not tell her, or anyone in your presence tell her, that Baker's DNA had been established at the house at the crime scene the day of the murder?
No.
Okay. And I do have a interview. We won't complete it, but we can start it, of course. So, 169, if I can mark the recording a DVD, 169, and the accompanying transcript as 170 of an interview with Monica Sementilli from May 18th, 2017.
Very well.
And may I hand out transcripts?
You have to give me mine. Applies. The transcript is not the evidence. It's to assist you in listening to the evidence, which is the DVD.
Thank you.
big little sign there that says you're on camera? Yeah. Then be careful. Oh, so there it is. Jump up on the wall. This is it? That's the case of camera over there? See? Is that camera over there?
Is that Gabe? That is not been working?
Well, sometimes on the phone it doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Yes. Monica, this is Don and Alan. They're
My, knock knock site.
hello. Hi.
Hi, Jessica. How you doing?
How are you?
I want to show them, I want to kind of show them the I mean, if you walk us around where we think these guys are doing, I want to show them that too.
Is it open right now?
Yes,
Okay, let's go around that and then we can come back and.
Close the front door.
So as we go through it.
Side yard here?
Yeah, and
Side yard?
these are both always unlocked pretty much, right?
They actually are locked, but because of the wood standing and shrinking, you can pull it, but they're actually locked.
And at the time, and back in January, you can just come through.
Yeah, because it's that lock is not there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it looks like you can just pull it.
yeah. So this is locked. Did we talk about your door? Remember I asked you about the
Well, it wasn't open, just unlocked, because usually they're kind of locked. They always go
I said
in.
no pull. When you came through, your door was open.
Oh, it was
And these
actually
doors
split
were
open.
split open, big enough for someone to get through. And then the blinds were your, what are they called?
Plantation.
Right there was just, that's why we were talking about, if the maid locks those, you keep them unlocked, and you're telling her how you guys, probably go out there and smoke or hang out when the girls are on the other patio. So, yeah, I wanted to show them just kind of the
Okay.
route. So, they came through here. And the city is not locked.
This one's not locked, no.
How far back do we have here?
To the end of the fence that goes in.
This is another one, not the same as
No, that's a, call that water,
A wash?
yeah.
Oh, for drainage, for
Yeah.
road stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, initially we were thought you guys would come up with here. Right.
Well, I saw this broken, but I think you told me that
I
maybe
think
they
one of the
may
options,
have done that.
stepping off and look over or
Yeah.
something is what I'm
I
hearing.
don't know if this is open now, because now I keep everything locked, but if you want, I can go in, yeah, I have to go unlock it if you want us to go in this
And
way.
where does it go to?
This is my bedroom.
Okay, so at the time, where do you think that they came into the house? Or
Well,
I
I don't
don't
think she
know.
was talking about until
Yeah,
we discussed these doors, I don't think I ever told her this is where we're talking about. But
and were these unlocked at the time?
Well, most of the time we are unlocked, but now, of course, we keep everything locked.
What's the usual pattern? Usual pattern is it's always locked.
The usual pattern
At that
is
time.
unlocked, because
Oh.
he would come out here sometimes to I mean, all this furniture was here, like he sometimes smokes his cigars here.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it wouldn't be unusual for this to be unlocked?
No.
Closed but unlocked?
Closed, yes,
Because that
closed,
day in
but
January was cold weather.
not unlocked, but closed for sure.
Okay.
Closed but not
Never
locked.
open, no.
Closed but not locked. Yeah.
And
Do that at my
especially
house.
in January, it was cold, it was raining a little bit that day.
And that's why sometimes he would be under here.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
Cool. Is there any other places here where you think they could have closed it?
Well, these are unlocked as well. This is actually the spare room, but my husband was a snorer. Sometimes he slept here, so sometimes this is unlocked, and that's Isabella's room. Hers, I would think, would be normally locked because she never really comes up that way. I don't think that would ever be open, but I don't know.
So this is your bedroom? This is your bedroom?
Yes.
Spare bedroom? And
Isabella's, my
is that your daughter?
My
Your
daughter.
All right.
Right, and this is a spare bedroom, but Bobby was using this.
He was sleeping there, yes, let's say 4 nights out of 7 from his.
Okay.
I think you remember.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I think I remember. You guys are partial mentioning that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You guys want to
Yeah,
come
come
on
on.
the patio?
Yep, go back.
This is about bedroom.
These windows, don't even look like they open.
No,
Oh, they're cranked
we
up.
never open these,
Okay.
never, because we don't have screens, so we keep them closed. I'm just the back.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice backyard.
This one is always locked because, only because, unless we're having a party, this never opens, it always goes to the people lock up. But
And then service to anything.
they would know, I don't remember.
Okay. All right. Let's go into the kitchen.
This is the door we always use.
Always give notice. So would this typically be open or?
Yes.
would it take-
Not at
Unlocked.
night. Yeah, I'm locked during the day and at night, we would close them at the cat door down.
Okay, those are the
Oh, you guys would actually put that down at night?
At night.
The very day, back and come and go?
Yes, come and go. I mean, we haven't opened it since because it was raccoons, but other than that, all that would be open during the day.
And the incident happened out there?
Yeah, I don't think you guys ever saw it.
No.
We didn't see the photo.
So, going over, I know we talked about this already, I know he basically face down and was in this chair here.
He was off of that
Right.
chair.
Right. And the chair was turned this way, and he was face down here. I don't remember from the photos, was there another chair here? Where was he that day? You guys were both home, and he was working in the kitchen. Laptop was on the counter, but he was coming in and out.
Yeah.
I know the TV is on when the officer got here. So he would come in and out and be out here on the patio. The TV's right here.
Oh, okay.
And if I remember, I think he had started a fire. It looked like he started a fire in a little pit.
Yeah, the fire was on.
A fire pit?
Yeah, the fire pit was on.
This
It
is.
did.
No,
What?
it's in the back, it's inside the.
Oh, that's small.
So that was, he had started, and he was on when he's during the evening, he's working. Well, that's another thing I wanted to ask you about. You touched on this a little bit. I just wanted to make sure on the work schedule, his work schedule. Was it unusual for him to be home?
No, sometimes because he travels so much, sometimes he would just work from home, let's say a day or two or whatever, but I know he had the Friday off too.
Okay.
Was it a long weekend? I don't remember, but I know that he stayed home that Monday. Yeah, still on Monday too.
Would he normally stay home on Mondays?
No, depends on, like I said, travel, everyone.
So how many days a week do you think he would usually be at the office rather than home? How many days a week do you think he works from home?
No, very rare. It's mostly at the office. He'd be away traveling a lot, and sometimes he just say, I'm playing hooky today, I'm gonna work from home.
Okay.
He
He
have a
would
meeting.
call into the boss, check in, telecommute, whatever.
Yeah,
work on-
I'm down, I'm home.
Huh?
He is the boss.
He is the boss. Okay, so he would just let me know. I know that day he had checked in with somebody. Hey, I'm just checking in. He left a voicemail. Yeah, so it's someone at work. Right around this time of this occurred, he had called, hey, I'm just checking in, I'm on the house phone, and
was it from Sal? Was it from work?
I think it was Sal.
That's his boss.
He was Sal. Okay, so yeah, it was his. Okay, because he's like, I talked to him like it's his boss. I think it was Sal. Hey Sal, just checking in. I'm on the house phone.
Yeah.
I'm home today. So it was more common for him to go in the office than to take the day off.
Yes.
And he didn't have a routine where every Monday he was home.
No,
and the
no.
rest of
It was just sporadic whenever he felt like it. And we wouldn't even know until we heard him on the phone on conference calls all day, sitting here.
Yeah, and that's one of the things is these guys are really going to get into it. Patterns, some of these guys that they're looking at, there's a bunch of different crews they're working with. Some of these guys watch people's movements. Some of them use, phone calls in to check on people's whereabouts. And they'll touch on that more. But that's one of the reasons trying to find out about this routine.
Okay.
One of the things I'm going to ask about is curious if I noticed some cameras coming in. Is there any cameras back here?
No, on the side, back there. On the front door.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is no camera.
No cameras back here. No.
And it's completely surrounded by that gate around at the bottom.
Yes, and then it goes to. Yeah, they replaced. No, well, I just moved it.
Oh, it was over here.
Yeah.
And this was here, right?
Did you not be around? Or?
Yeah, the better was just us right now. Thank you.
Sure.
Nothing super secret. I wanted to point out to them where they got it, what they got into, and where they got into.
Excuse me.
I know that show them where you were keeping the cash.
Oh, this one. And now it's all cleaned up.
We did see the photo. He did show us photos of the ransacking and stuff, and that's important to us. So if you could show us.
This is where the money was here.
Was there anything on top of it?
Oh, this was, there was all kind of junk and stuff in here, but this was an envelope, a white envelope.
Oh, was it a white envelope?
With different currencies. I just don't know the amount of each one, but this is where we kept. I don't know why we didn't keep it in the safe, but we keep it over
So
here.
for what I understand, the currency, I think it was euros,
Canadian,
and
and
Oh, you guys have a safe?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in this closet. I don't even know. Did they go in there? Because I don't think did that.
Nothing, no pry marks, nothing?
No.
Ransacking in
I
there?
know that
No.
the door was all black, but I don't know what they took from there.
Yeah, no, I sent the list that you provided me. I sent that on to them with the euros, so they'd be keeping an eye out for that stuff.
Yeah.
Popping up. But yeah, let me show you guys. So I hear.
The lights in there.
Was all this gone through?
Yeah,
Or was it just this
all.
drawer?
I think when I came in, it was a disaster. So I don't know.
Gene, was this whole all this ransacked?
It looked, if I remember right, only this drawer was open, but you thought that maybe cash could have been kept in here and taken as well?
Could be some because these were all a mess and everything was, all over the place. So I think, this is my makeup, then nothing was missing from here.
The only drawer that was open was this one.
Were the drawers taken out and dumped? Or they just...
I don't remember some drawers.
Yeah, these were somewhere else.
Okay, so these were just open.
Yeah.
And are they normally neat like this?
No.
The doors?
I just redid everything.
Okay.
that they
And then the envelopes, were they like standing up?
standing up here.
Was it one envelope or was it?
It was, maybe 2 or 3, but in between the currencies was a flat white envelope in between.
Oh, I see. So it was currency, a flat white envelope, currency. So the currency was in plain view if you opened it. You could see the currency.
Most of it, and then there was an envelope with actual money, and I just.
You can just leave your transcripts on your seat. The evidence applies. Not to discuss this case either among yourselves or with anyone else or form or express any opinion until the cause is when I submit it to you. Have a good lunch. I'll see you at 1:30.